Hello, welcome to today's yoga practice. So we're going to start today's practice in a comfortable seat. All you should need for today's practice is a folded blanket. If you regularly use blocks as part of your practice and you want to bring them in, you're always welcome to do that. But I'm going to demonstrate with a folded blanket today. So we're going to start in a comfortable seat, making sure both of our sitting bones are rooted to the ground. And as we put our sitting bones down into the ground, we feel the crown of our head rise. We root down through the sitting bones and rise through the spine, feeling the crown of the head move up toward the ceiling. The shoulders relax away from the ears. The hands can rest gently on the legs. You can soften the face. And if you'd like to, you can close your eyes. I'll invite you to take one hand and place it on your belly, and the other to bring it to your heart center. And begin to restrict your breath to your nostrils, breathing in and out your nose as you are able. And we'll take a moment with our hands against our bodies to feel as we inhale that our body is filling with breath. Our belly and our chest expand on the inhale and retract on the exhale. Inhaling to fill the body with breath, feeling that expansion, and exhaling, allowing the belly and the chest to fall. And you can take a few breaths like that. When we're anxious, we tend to reverse the breath, contracting on the inhale and expanding on the exhale. And it's more soothing to our body and our nervous system to allow the belly and the chest to expand on the inhale and contract on the exhale. Bring your hands back to your knees. Relax your shoulders and allow your eyes to slowly open. Move into a Sufi grind, bring some movement to our upper body. Make some circles with the torso. So you can make these big or small. You can rock on your sitting bones or you can keep them grounded. And we'll begin to connect the breath to the movement, inhaling on the forward part of the circle and exhaling on the back half of the circle. And we can reverse and go the other direction. And then reconnecting the breath, inhaling on the front half of the circle and exhaling on the back half. A big part of our yoga practice is breath control. And one way to do a form of mindfulness that involves your body is to link your movements with your breath. You can begin to make your circles a little bit smaller until you come back to a place of stillness. Take a full breath. And then you can bring your fingers to your shoulders. And we're going to make some circles with our elbows. So we're imagining that our elbows are pencils and we're drawing circles. These circles can be big or small. As you're making your circles, gently bring your belly in towards your spine. And reverse, drawing circles with the elbows the other direction. Good. And we'll move into a tabletop position. You can move your blanket under your knees if you want. We have hips over knees, shoulders over wrists, and we'll move through some cat-cows, inhaling to drop the belly, pulling the chest forward, lifting the chin, and exhaling to drop the chin, drawing it toward the chest, lifting the belly, rounding the back, inhaling to cow position, and exhaling, arching like a cat. Broadening through the chest and the collarbone on the inhale, and rounding, dropping the chin on the exhale. And again, move through a few of these, linking your breath to your movements. Good. And come back to neutral spine. And we're going to go into balancing table pose. So you can start by bringing the right foot straight back and allowing the toes to rest on the mat. And then bring the left fingers out in front, pulling those fingers forward. And if you feel comfortable doing so, you can lift the right heel, trying to get that right heel, that right leg parallel to the ground, as well as the left leg. Lift the belly slightly, and then see if you can pull your left fingertips and your right heel away from you, creating a nice long line of energy. And continue to move the breath in and out your nose if you are able. Good. And lower back down to the ground, and then take the left foot straight back, starting by balancing on the floor, bringing the right hand forward, and then if you would like to, you can float the left heel up, pulling the left heel away from the right fingertips, lifting the lower belly, keeping the head in neutral spine, and breathing. And lower. Good. We're going to move into tiger pose. So if tiger pose is not accessible to you, you can go back into balancing table that we just did. Otherwise, go ahead and bring that right foot back, lift it so it's parallel with the ground, and then bend the leg so that it's about at a 90-degree angle. And you can stay right here if you like, if you prefer this rather than the balancing table. Or you can lift your left arm, reach back, grab your toes, and then pull your toes away from you, broadening through the chest. Bring the collarbone forward. You're pulling that right foot away from your body, creating a nice gentle back bend. Breathe. Good. And release. Coming back into tabletop position. Bring the left foot back so that the left toes are balanced on the ground. And then float the left heel. Bend the left foot so that you're at about a 90-degree angle. And you can either stay here or You can take the right hand behind you, grab your toe, and then pull the toe away from you. Broaden through the collarbone and breathe. Good. And release back to the ground. Go ahead and tuck the toes, walk the hands forward, and we'll move into downward facing dog. So we're lifting the heels up and back, pressing through the fingers. Ears are between the upper parts of your arms. Heels are moving toward the mat. You can have a bend in your legs if you'd like. And gently rock the hips, pedal the feet. Move in any way that feels good in your body in this downward dog. Good. And from here, we're going to lift the right foot straight back. You might want to move your folded blanket out of the way. Bring the right foot straight back. And then bring your foot forward. So you're bringing your right knee into your chest, arching your back, and then bringing that right foot between your hands. You might need to walk it forward a little bit. And from here, I probably had you get rid of the blanket too soon. Bring it back over. And we're going to drop the left knee down to the blanket. Good. Release the left toe. Here you want to make sure that your right knee doesn't go past your right ankle, so you can adjust your foot as you need to. You can keep your hands on the ground. You can even put your hands on blocks if you have them and you'd like to. You can walk your hands up to your leg, or if you'd like, you can bring your arms straight up. Do a gentle back bend. That left hip pulling forward, and then bring both hips down toward the ground. But lift your lower belly to support your lower back. Take another breath. And then release your hands back down. Hinge back, straighten your right foot. Flex the right foot. And then walk your hands forward a little bit so that you can get some length through your spine. Here again, if you've got blocks, that might help you get a little bit more length in your spine. And take a breath and feel that nice stretch in your right hamstring. Good. Walk the hands forward, lift that back leg. We're going to come into a runner's lunge. So we're straightening the left leg, really engaging that left thigh. And then we'll drop the left hand either on the ground or the block next to your right foot. And we're going to extend the right arm straight up, revolving the chest to the right. Really keep that left leg nice and strong and straight. Left thigh engaged. Breathe. Good. Lower the right hand. We're going to lower the left foot and revolve it so that the left toes are facing forward and right toes are facing the short side of the back. We're going to circle the arms and come into Warrior Two. So check the alignment of your heel and your arch. Make sure the right heel is intersecting the left arch. Press through both heels. Pull the fingertips away from each other and turn to look over your right fingertips. Make sure your right knee is moving toward the back and not caving in, and that the right knee isn't going past the right heel. You can drop the left hand to your leg and then lift the right arm up and then stretch back, giving a nice stretch through the right side, going into reverse warrior. Continue to really press into the right heel. Take a breath. And then circle the arms back down to the ground and step back into downward facing dog. Take a breath here. And then lift the left leg straight back. Bring your left knee into your chest, rounding your back, and placing your left leg, your left foot between your hands. Drop the right knee down to your blanket, release your toes, and come into a low lunge. So you can stay here with your hands on the ground or blocks. You can walk your hands up to your leg, or if you're feeling stable, you can bring your arms up on either side of your ears and come into a small back bend. Bring the right hip forward just a little bit and sink down into the lunge. Lift the lower belly and breathe. Bring your hands back down, hinge back, straighten the left foot. Take a breath. Again, you can put your hands up on blocks if you'd like. Try to create as much length through your spine and keep the chest and collarbone as broad as possible. And flex the left foot. And take one more deep breath. And come forward into a runner's lunge. We're going to straighten the right foot. Really powerfully straighten it and engage the right thigh. We'll lower the right hand next to the left foot. You can put it on blocks if you prefer, and then open the chest to the left, lifting the left arm up toward the ceiling while really keeping that back leg straight and that back thigh nice and engaged. From here, we'll prepare to circle in to Warrior Two. So we'll rotate the right foot so that it's flat on the ground. Lower the left arm, and then circle the arms into Warrior Two. So check your heel to arch alignment. Right toes pointing forward, left toes at the short side of the mat. Fingertips pulling away from each other. Shoulders low. Gaze over the left fingertips. Take a breath. And lower the right hand to the leg. Lift the left arm up and to the back to get a nice stretch through the left side. Reverse warrior. Left heel heavy. And circle the hands back down to either side of the foot and come back into downward facing dog. Now you can move that folded blanket off to the side, walk your hands and feet together into a forward fold. And shake your head yes and no. And a slight bend in your knees. Engage your thighs to allow your hamstrings to release. Your upper back and neck release. Engage your lower belly and slowly roll up to stand. Good. We're going to take some intentional breaths with some movement here for a moment. So we're going to put the hands on the back of the head. You can interlace your fingers and allow your head to drop forward. And we're going to inhale to lift the arms straight up, keeping them interlaced. Lift your head up to the ceiling and exhale to lower the chin and lower the hands. Inhale, lift the hands, lift the chin, and exhale to lower. Inhale, lift up, exhale. And one more more time. Good. And release. We're going to turn to face the short side of the mat, and we're going to prepare to move into dancer pose. If you wanted to try a dancer pose, but you know you need a little bit of balance, you can move closer to a wall or grab a chair, or you can skip the dancer pose altogether. But we'll stand with our feet shoulder width apart. Take a moment to feel your weight equally distributed between the front and the back of your feet. And then shift the weight into the left foot and bring the right knee into the chest. And the focal point for your eyes. Really root down through the whole of that left foot while rising tall, growing half an inch taller. And from here, we'll lower the knee but not drop the foot. We'll grab the right foot with the right leg, come into a quad stretch. And you can stay here when we move into dancer pose, or you can attempt the dancer pose with us. So for dancer pose, we'll bring the left arm starting parallel with the ground, and then pull the left hand forward as the right foot comes back, pulling away from your body. Allow the chest to drop as you begin to hinge forward. I'll move around a little bit like I am, that's fine. Take a couple breaths, we won't stay long. Good, and come back up. And release, foot back to the ground. Take a moment, roll out your shoulders. And then switch your weight into your right foot. Bring the left knee into the chest. And feel for a moment that your weight is equally distributed between the front and the back of the right foot. Pressing down through that whole foot while you grow taller. Find a focal point where you can keep your eyes steady. Lower the knee but not the foot. Grab the foot with the left hand. Take a moment in a quad stretch. Deep breath. And either stay in the quad stretch or move into dancer pose, sending the right hand forward, bringing the left foot back, and beginning to pull the right foot forward, hinging at the hips, lifting that left foot up and pulling away from your right fingertips. Continue to breathe. Your lower belly engaged. You might have a slight bend in your right leg if that's helpful. And then come back up. Good. Very nice. I'm going to move into garland low squat. Bring your feet about mat width apart. Legs, your feet turned out at about a 45-degree angle. You can bring your hands to your chest. And go all the way down. If you want to put blocks underneath you to sit upon, you're welcome to do that. If you're getting all the way down, you can use your elbows to help open your hips, putting them on the inside of your legs, broaden through the collarbone while you press the hands together and feel the crown of the head moving up toward the ceiling. And take a couple breaths here in low squat. Release your hands, come all the way down to the mat. Very good. I'm going to turn to face you, and we'll start with our feet together in bound angle, and then we'll extend the right foot out and bring the left leg in closer. You can flex the right foot. If the right leg needs to be bent, that's completely fine. You can stay right here, really focusing on rooting through both of your sitting bones, or you can bring your right hand either to your foot or the inside of your leg. Lift the left arm straight up first, and then reach for your toes, but we're keeping the chest open. It's almost like in extended side angle or triangle where we're opening the chest toward the ceiling and then reaching, so you're getting a nice stretch through the left side. So we're not turning toward the leg, but opening the leg or the chest toward, cramp in my right leg here. Continue to breathe. Nice stretch through the left side. Nice stretch in the hamstring. Good. And come back up. Bring the right foot in to meet the left. And then extend the left foot and bring the right heel in. Try to have both of your sitting bones flat on the ground. And again, you can either bring your hands to the inside of your leg or reach for your toes. Extend the right arm straight up and then bend to the left, getting that stretch through the right side of your body, opening your chest toward the ceiling and breathing. And again, it's fine if that left leg is bent. Find the place where this pose works for your body today. And come back up. Very nice. All right, we're going to do just a little bit of work for our abs. We're going to do forearm scissors. So we're going to start like we're going to move into boat with the spine nice and long. And then we'll lower the forearms and elbows onto the ground. Now again, you want to keep the chest broad here, not allow the lower back to come to the ground, but really keep a nice line in the spine. And then we'll bring both of the legs straight and we'll do gentle scissor. Now if this is too much, you can bend your legs and do one leg at a time. So either variation of the scissor, whatever's going to work well for you today. Might play with both and see which is a better fit for your body. One more deep breath. Good. And we'll come down all the way onto the back and move into bridge pose. So bring your heels so that you can just barely touch them with the tips of your fingertips. Feet shoulder width apart, hip distance apart. And press through the feet, lift the hips. If you can interlace your hands together, or you can press through the side of your hands. If you're interlacing, you can walk your shoulders together. And as you press through the feet, lifting the hips, and imagine that your inner thighs are rotating toward the ground. Press through your forearms, press through your feet. Don't allow your knees to open too much. Try to keep your knees about hip distance apart. Breathe. And release your hands if they're interlaced, and slowly lower your hips back down to the ground. We'll extend the left leg, bring the right knee up to about a 45-degree angle. You can bring the left hand to your knee and allow the knee to fall to the left. Keep your shoulder glued to the ground, that right shoulder. You can extend the right arm. It's okay if your left knee, your right knee isn't touching the ground. You really want to keep that right shoulder pressing into the ground. And switch sides, extending the right leg, bringing the left knee up, grab hold of the left knee with the right hand, and bring the left knee over to the right side of your body, keeping that left shoulder glued to the ground. Look over your left shoulder, keep your head in neutral spine. My feet resting on my boards here. We're doing a little remodeling project in our small house. We don't have anywhere else to store them, so just rest my feet on the boards for the moment. Continue to breathe. Good. And we'll come into our resting pose. Your legs can be extended straight. You can roll up a blanket to put under your knees, or if your lower back's really bothering you, you can bend your legs. Walk your shoulder blades together, and palms can face up toward the ceiling. You're welcome to allow your eyes to close. You can release the concentration on your breath. Allow it to resume its normal rhythms. Once you find a good place to rest in Shavasana, try to come in to stillness in your body. And notice anywhere that you might be clenching or holding on to tension. And with your exhales, see if you can release a little. And I'll invite you for these next few minutes to either allow your mind to wander however it would like, or maybe to take a moment in these next few minutes and focus on what you hear around you. Maybe you hear a breeze or birds. Maybe you hear other people in your house or appliances running. Don't strain to listen, but allow whatever sounds are around you to come into your awareness. And just notice that they are there. And after a few minutes, I'll bring you out of our resting pose for today. You're welcome to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you like. If you're ready, you can bring some movement to your fingers and toes. Bring your knees into your chest. Allow your eyes to slowly open. Roll to your side and come up into a comfortable seated position. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon.